What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Selling the 614 with Rance Robinson. That is me, and I'm glad that you came back for another week. I'm happy to have you, happy to host you. And before we get into today's topic, please hit the subscribe button below. Like this, share it if you know somebody who's thinking about becoming an agent. Maybe my channel will be beneficial to them because here I talk about things that are happening in my local market, but I also talk about what it's like to be a real estate agent because I'm new at it. And so I'm documenting, I'm telling my story and trying to bring you guys in close because I love support. Everybody needs a community. And so if you're new to real estate, the profession, or you just want some more information about what agents go through, hey, I'm glad to be your guide. So thank you again for tuning in. All right, so today, what am I talking about? Everybody who is a realtor or a real estate agent, because there is a difference, they had to do one thing. You had to become certified to do this. So not everybody can become a licensed agent. What you have to do is you have to take courses, or you have to pass the state board, which is your state test, as well as you have to take a national test as well. So there are some real components to getting your license in real estate because we talk about all sorts of stuff, man. We talk about the ethics and the laws that go along with real estate, even though we're not lawyers, but man, there's a lot that we have to cover to be in this industry. And if you want to do it the right way, you got to have the knowledge because there are a lot of implications and bad things that can happen if you are unethical in this business. So, being a real estate agent has its rewards. Everybody thinks about the money. You know, we watch the different TV shows that come across like HGTV and all these things where, you see like shows where they're making these $1 million commissions or $100,000 commissions off properties. And it's amazing to see. But before you get to that point, you got to pass your state board. Lucky for me, I did it in the first try. Thank you. No. Please, it's too much. It's too much. Okay, yeah. So I did it in the first try. And I just want to tell you guys real quick about how I did that. Because a lot of people that I've met along the way, before I got my license and even after, they really struggle with being able to obtain their license in the first try. For some, it takes 2-3 times. And if you're already an agent and you're watching this video, you stumbled upon it, you're going for your broker's license and you're looking for a new way to study. So here's how it went down. For me, I decided to become an agent in April of 2020. At the beginning of the pandemic, I needed a career change. I needed to do something different. And for me, real estate, I had some experience in flipping, and from receiving good service from my agent, she was awesome. It's also who I came into the business with. I was like, you know what, I could see myself doing this. And that's how I chose this profession. I decided to go ahead and put my money down on the course. We have a local school here in my city that, they do really good with their education. And so I decided to join up. I decided that I was going to do this, but because of the pandemic, I couldn't go to class. So they used to have live classes up to this point, but because of COVID, there were no live classes, so everybody was doing it online. Now, do I recommend going online for your course study? Look, it depends on you, the way you learn, your learning style. I took my time, so I gave myself about a good solid 4 months to get through the material. Now, there was a lot of material to cover, and so I'm reading books, and I'm also doing the online pacing study. And so there was a lot there. There was a lot to go over. And I know for some people, they do it in 6 weeks. There's a 6-week course. But I did it just sitting with any downtime that I had at my last employer. Some of the things that I found about being a self-study is it's not for everyone. Of course, I just addressed that. But the one good thing is you can really learn where you're lacking and where you need to pick it up. And the way that I did that was through a program called CompuCram. So the school offered CompuCram as an add-on that you could pay. I think it was like $100. And it goes through all sorts of real estate scenarios, but it also had a gauge meter to let you know if you were actually ready to take your exam. And seeing that thing in the red until moving to orange, then the yellow, then the green was rewarding, but I tell you, I feel like I was in that red zone for a long time because there were some things that just weren't connecting. So I gave myself the 4 months. I finished the course, but there were just still some concepts that weren't coming together. The CompuCram was awesome. It got me up to a good point, but I still needed some live training. I went to a live cram session that happened via Zoom because pandemic was still going on. I did that live cram session. And man, in that live cram session, the professor, teacher, whatever you want to call him, he said that if you do this, you will probably find that your score will increase by 20%. So a 20% increase from going to the live session, and it made all the difference. My gauge was I will be ready to take this test once CompuCram says that I'm above 80% efficient in my knowledge. That cram session was 2 hours, and it changed the dynamic of how I was, able to take. So I was ready. I was really ready. So in September, the end of September 28th, 2020, I went in, took the exam. All right, guys, I got down to it, man. I got in there. I was serious about this thing. I found the best non-scientific calculator that I could find. I did everything that, all the extra planning, made sure I had some nice pens to write with, all of these good things that I thought that I needed. And I got there and they were like, put all your stuff in the bag and put it over here. So that calculator that I bought that I still have because I was too lazy to take it back to Target, they just wanted to make sure people weren't cheating. So that's the one reason why they wouldn't let us in Ohio bring our calculators in there, because they didn't want scientific calculators or anything that seemed like you could reference notes. So that meant that we couldn't have cell phones or anything. And man, they were serious. Like when you got in there, if there was anything shaky, anything weird, they would escort you out of there. All you had was a pencil, a calculator that they issued that looked like it came from 1987, which I was a kid in 1987, so I remember that, and what's up here. And so there were some concepts that I learned in the cram session about what trick questions would look like. It came in and it was golden. I did that. I took my time. I was the last person out of there. Like when I walked out, they was giving me eye rolls and everything because I could tell they missed happy hour. That's how I was like, look, I'm in here for me. I'm not trying to come back. Paid to do the extra, to do this exam 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 50, 11 times. I'm not doing it. Man, I can tell you that I was so glad that I took my time and I passed. They give you your exam information right there on the spot. Man, I passed that thing. It was like a weight off of my shoulders, and I started getting the process started to become an agent with a brokerage and all of that good stuff. So man, it was a weight off my shoulders. So I'm here to tell you that yes, you can pass this exam in the first try. The way that you're going to do it though is you are going to first figure out your plan. How do you need to take the courses? Do you learn better on your own? Do you learn better without distraction? Do you learn better without being around a lot of people? Or is it the opposite? Do you need people? Do you need a professor? Do you need somebody to bounce questions off of and ask questions? Because that's one thing that I didn't have as a self-study. As a self-study, there was nobody for me to chat with or talk to because everyone was locked down. People were figuring out what they were going to do in this pandemic. And I didn't have people to talk to ask questions to, and say, this is a little fuzzy for me. I just tried to study the information as best as possible. I would say use both. If you're a self-learner and you're like, I want to do everything by myself and take an online course, use both. So that means anything that you go through and take the test, take the quizzes, pass things, stuff that you got wrong, find out if there's someone you can talk to. But definitely go to a cram session. You do not want to not do that. That was a complicated sentence, but you want to make sure you go to a cram session. Just do it. Trust me on that. And then if you have access to CompuCram and it's available through your state, use it, abuse it until you are absolutely comfortable and confident in your ability and your knowledge. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Nobody judging you, because in the end, like, there's no graduation for a real estate school. There's like nobody's valedictorian or anything like that. If you get by with the lowest percentage that it takes, as long as you're in there like swimwear, that's what's going to make the difference. So, man, you can do it, okay? You can do it. And I want you to stay encouraged. Don't give up. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me, because that was my process. It was just, I was a self-study. I got in, I learned the knowledge as best as I could. There were concepts that I didn't get, so I got some live help. And then that cram session increased me by 20 points, easy. It put me in the 90 percentile. So yeah, you can do this. You can do this. And hey, that's the end of this video. So I thank you for watching. I thank you for tuning in and all that good stuff. And if you have more time and you just want to watch my face, I got other videos. I'm new. My channel is growing and stuff like that. So please share, please subscribe, please tell other people about it. If you like my flow, you like what I'm talking about, I appreciate you for being here right now. If you are an agent and you're looking for a brokerage, talk to me, holler at me. If you're a new agent or you're coming on and you're like, I don't know where to start, holler at me, seriously. I got something for you. I got a team for you that can help you take your real estate career to the next level from the beginning so that you're not starting and stopping. 95% of people drop out of this industry in the first couple of years, okay? So yeah, if you want to get off to a good start, hit me up and let's talk, and I can give you some information to help you make a good decision on which brokerage you should be rocking with. And right now, for me, that's EXP. All right, guys, so that's the end of this video. I will see you next week with something new, something different. I'm probably going to take you on a field trip, so stay tuned. Man, I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.